Hello, factory building tubers, and welcome to another probably shorter Let's Play with me, BlueAnkylo. We're going to play some Factorio. I've been spending a bit of time on it lately, and I figure I'll put a few videos because I think it could be fun, and I think more people should know about it. So it's just, it's still in alpha. The game's got a long way to go, but it's got lots of cool stuff already. The main thing will be building sort of automated factory things and resource hunting and researching technology and fighting some baddies and stuff. I've played a bit, and yeah, it should be lots of fun. So anyway, let's make a new game here. There's lots of options for how you want to create your world, and you can see some of the resources we're going to be mining and basically looking for. The one thing I'm going to change, because when I was playing it before, it was actually very low on the enemies. Like, I didn't get attacked hardly at all, so I'm going to bump that up a little bit. And I think I'll leave everything else the same. I'm sure you could make it a lot easier or whatever, but no big deal. And you could also have infinite size maps. Woohoo! Not that I'll be exploring huge. Usually you can get everything you want pretty close. So, Factorio. Your task is to prepare the planet for colonizing from Earth. Landing ships would be an easy target from the native bases, however, they can be protected by rocket defense. So I guess that's the plan, is to research rocket defense. I didn't get anywhere near that the last time, so I did just play a little bit so I have an idea what to do. Anyway, this is our screen. You can zoom in pretty close, and you can zoom out a fair bit as well. Actually, that's desert. I haven't seen desert before. We've got a mini map and a full map, and you can zoom in. It gives you an idea of where the resources are. So that's probably iron. I think it's copper, and purple could be baddies. I could be in a lot of trouble here. I need some coal, actually. Maybe very high, maybe very high bases is too much, but we'll see. And then we've got a quick bar here. We start with a couple items and a bit of iron, and we're going to be crafting various things. You can see one of the things that's really cool is, like, if you want to build, say, a boiler, it will automatically craft all of the raw ingredients for you. Like, it requires stone and iron plates. Well, if you didn't have any iron plates, you don't have to manually make them yourself. It'll just, you know, whatever. Well, that's a bad example, because iron plates come from smelting your ore. But my point is more complicated stuff. Where's more complicated stuff? Maybe I don't have very many right now, but you'll see eventually. When you're looking for, I'm looking for a good example here, but apparently everything is a one-step construction right off the bat. Oh well, don't worry about it. We'll see eventually. So we're actually in a forest here, and you don't start off with any tools, so it's really slow to chop stuff down. So I think you're supposed to, right off the bat, create an iron axe. And just craft, you see the little icon in the bottom. It went pretty quick. Automatically equips it to the first slot, and right-clicking will chop down trees. So you get a bit of wood. We actually need very, very little wood. It's much nicer compared to, say, Terraria or Minecraft, where you spend a fair bit of time chopping wood down. That's probably all the wood I'll need for a long, long time. So we have a bit of stone here. Stone is good. Well, actually, I could pick up a little bit of this. I might need a few spare. I'll pick up maybe an extra 5. I think a stone furnace requires stone, so I'd like to have enough to make 2 of those right off the bat. We'll have to do a few things manually at the beginning of the game, but before long... Oh, that's a lot of copper. Very nice. And a bunch of stone. I'm looking for... What I would love to find is an area with lots of coal, iron, and copper all close together. That would make my life a lot easier. We might just do a little bit of exploring here before we settle down and start crafting our base. It's not like Minecraft in the sense that at night a million zombies are going to come out and kill you. So, although it'll get darker and it'll be a little bit harder to see what's going on, it shouldn't be extremely dangerous. I hope... Is that iron or coal? Coal is incredibly valuable early on, I find. It's a forest. No, that's more lovely iron. I mean, iron's good too, but you have to burn something to make your smelters work. Actually... Is it? No, it's... Oh, it's iron and coal. Wow, this is perfect. Copper is less important than iron and coal. So this is where we're going to do it. This is great. So I'm just going to clear out a little bit of room. Maybe chop a couple trees down, and we'll start building our factory. It is called Factoria, so the whole point is factories. Now there is an enemy base pretty close by, so I don't want to go too far. I don't want to get too close to that. They'll probably kick my butt right now. So we're not going to worry about that. Anyway, first up, we've got a burner mining drill. Burner means it burns coal, and mining drill means it, well, mines. And And you notice the little triangle, that's the area the stuff comes out of, so you point it where you want to gather it later on. For now, I'll just put it right here. You can also see on the right side of the screen expected resources. So if I build it on like a corner, it'll just get the resources from that one chunk. If I put it on here, it'll get all 4 chunks of iron, and it'll last a lot longer. Although, one thing that's cool about this game is you can pick them back up very, very quickly. So it's not a big deal. You can move stuff around without destroying it. Anyway, that's going to be our drill. Now, we will need a little bit of iron to get it started. Just put a couple chunks in there. That should get us some iron to start with. So there you go. You can see it's going to use some coal. It does have a megajoule value. We don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, really. And it smelted the iron very quickly into iron plates. Sorry, no. It dug the iron out and gave us iron ore. Is that what it did? I'm used to just control clicking. I hardly ever open these menus up once I get going. We also started with a smelter, so I'll put one of those down as well. Also needs coal, so you can see coal and iron being very important to make anything work automatically. The important thing is to get automation going on, because this kind of stuff is really boring, I'm sure. You guys don't want to watch me dig coal for too long. Alright, so we put half a stack of coal in there, and we can start smelting. Did I not get any iron? What am I... Oh, I know what happened. Sorry, I forgot all about it. I'm at the beginning again. It did drop a little piece of iron on the ground, right there. I can pick it up with F. And then if there's no space in front of the little hopper thing here, it actually won't do anything else. I forgot about that. So I have to kind of manually pick it up. It does actually create them pretty quickly. That's my problem. Sorry about that. It's been a long time since I played the very beginning part of this game. Now, stone furnaces work a little differently. They actually store up stuff, so I don't have to pull it out right away with those. That's probably why I forgot. So anyway, now we've got the basics going here. We've got iron going. We'll still need some more coal, and I want to get an automatic coal miner going as well. Although the real thing is, we don't want to have to pick up one piece of iron at a time. That's horrible. So let's see. Let's craft. See how much is it going to take to get my second miner? 9 iron plates. You can see there. So hopefully that's enough now. There we go. And you can see it makes all the gears first, and then makes that for you, which is very handy actually. It's very nice. All right. So we got our second miner. This time we'll do coal, and of course it takes coal to get coal. And I think this one will work the same as the iron in the sense that it just drops it in front of it and you have to pick it up. So now we've got, well, sort of a renewable source of coal and iron. It's not going to do a whole lot on its own. So what we really want to start looking at are transport belts specifically, and as well as inserters. So 1 iron gear, 1 iron plate. So I need a lot more iron, obviously, to make what I need to make. So we'll start this up again. We'll get more iron going in there. Get a couple of these transport pipes. You can see these don't cost any energy to use, and simply by having a couple of those down, actually, we'll be able to sort of stock up more than just one at a time, in a sense. This is not a very optimal strategy for making sure your miners work, but yeah, you can pick up. Now I can pick up a couple at a time. It's a little bit better, I guess. A small improvement. We also need to keep filling these things up with coal, or else they will stop working. Okay, so we got the basics. We're getting there, we're getting there. Don't worry, it gets much better, guys, much better. Pick up our plates. Okay, can I make... Yeah, I can make a couple burners now. So this is... Now we're getting towards the better stuff here. So what I want to do actually is... Actually, you don't have to take stuff out. If you destroy it, right-click, you get all your stuff back. Anyway, it's very handy. So what I'm going to do is put the furnace, say, right here. I'll worry about proper placement later on. And I'm going to put down our first, what do they call these things? Inserters. Burner, again, means it uses coal to run, and inserter means it can take stuff out or put stuff in, or I guess both. The flat line is where it's drawing from, and the arrow is where it's putting in. And you can use it to put into chests and stuff and all that. Now, of course, like everything, it requires some sort of energy, so we do need to put a bit of coal in. The good thing about these inserters is they use very little power, 180 kilowatts compared to 300. Well, I guess it's about half as much as one of these. But anyway, the point is the coal will actually last a bit longer. And if we get this thing started, so now, you should be able to see this work, it will automatically take the iron as it comes out of the drill and put it into the furnace, which will get us sort of some automation going. If we just build a couple more of these transport belts. Actually, I didn't line this up terribly smart. Well, here's a good time. I can show you how you can turn your belts. So if you press R, it rotates, if I hadn't mentioned that earlier. And you can easily turn the direction that your stuff goes in, just like a real factory. So this one should now... Okay, now we're almost at the point where we've got some automation. We've got coal and iron mining and smelting all the way up to iron plates right on its own. Now, you don't have to leave it in the stone furnace either. You could make, say, a wooden chest and another burning inserter. And it doesn't matter where you put on this kind of stuff. Again, you can... These things are nice and easy. Later on, we'll have basically engines and stuff that pull out and put in from certain sides specifically. These guys, you can put stuff wherever you want. It's not a big deal. I guess I do need some coal myself. So we'll put that in there. And now it will take those iron plates out automatically. So now it's pretty much automated. Now, I suppose what you really need for this to be completely self-sufficient is you need a way for the coal to get back into stuff. Now, as long as we're using burner inserters, it's not going to work, because you have to use a burner that takes coal to get stuff back into other stuff. So we're pretty much always going to have to manually feed these things coal. That's just the way it's going to be. You can magically control left click and you pick up all the items from inside of a box, and there you go. So we're up to... Well, I guess I should put this iron. We don't actually want iron ore ourselves. So we're getting iron plates. Now, we are going to need some copper before too long. Just irons... I would say iron's the most important resource early on, as well as coal, to get stuff working. But we do need some copper. What we want to switch to fairly soon is, instead of burners, we want to use electricity and stop wasting coal on all this stuff. We'll use coal for something else. Let's just pick all this up quick, because I need lots of coal. So what I want to make is steam engines, basically, and these will output electricity, and if you use something like electric poles, we can actually start that process. That's pretty much the first goal you want to get to, the way I see it. There's also research. We'll get into this later on. Right now, we don't have the building required to start researching, so that's not going to work. Radar's kind of cool. It will automatically explore around our area using the radar. So if you're looking for enemies or you're looking for a specific resource, because we will use this all up. Like, as much as this is a lot of iron, we'll burn through all that before too long. When you want to find more good stuff, it's nice to have the radar to search the map for you. So what I'm looking for now is... Well, we can make guns and stuff too. Right now we just have the pistol. Nothing terribly exciting. And we can start making walls. Actually, we don't have any stones, so that's kind of a lie. Which we will need to make more furnaces. Alright, anyway, what I want to do is boilers to heat water and steam engines to, well, boil water? No, the boiler heats the water up. The steam engine has a turbine that makes electricity from the heated water. You'll see. So we've got one steam engine. We'll need some boilers. So I'm going to need... Each one of these requires a stone furnace or 5 stone. So I'm going to have to get more of that. I guess I can build another one of these while not. So we need to find some stone. Okay, let's go on a little bit of an exploration. It's sunlight. It's daytime. It's a bit easier to get around. I guess purple was not enemies. Red is enemies. So what is purple? I've forgotten what all the colors on the minimap mean. Oh, oil. Well, crude oil, we've got a long way to go before crude oil is important. Here's a nice little copper bit. Oh, I suppose also, if you wanted to early on, you could use wood instead of coal, but then you'd have to chop it. As far as I know, the only way to get wood is to chop it yourself, which is, I would say, more time-consuming than an automated coal miner. We will need some copper eventually, so I'll want to put a miner down here. In fact... No, I need stone, actually. That's what I'm really missing out on. To build more mining drills, we need stone furnaces. So I need to find just plain old boring stone. That thing I said we won't need for a while. We've got a lovely coal iron deposit, but how far away do we have to go to get stone, unfortunately? More coal here. Just running around, you know, no big deal. Totally safe. Iron, everywhere iron. If I could just find one little stone deposit, would be good for a long time. Yeah, I guess I lied about that. Okay, so we got a little bit of stone, just a teeny tiny bit of stone, but this is all we need. I wish there was one of these right beside the iron mine. It would be perfect. But honestly, this is probably all we're gonna need. We'll put. Basically, I'm gonna make one miner over here. Actually, I didn't bring it. I brought a bit of coal. Good. I almost thought I forgot the coal. We're gonna put. Actually, I might do two. We could put one right in the middle and then another one sort of just below it. That'll be fine. So this will start getting us stone automatically. Again, this is the boring part, I know. At least we don't have to smelt this stuff. It's usable as soon as you pick it up. So what we need to do is basically have it store for us so we can come back and pick it up later. So we needed a chest and an inserter. Actually, wait, can you... I can't remember if you can just go straight to a chest. I think you can. Yeah, okay, so I don't even need an inserter for this. I forgot about that. That's very handy. So this will just fill up the chest for us like nothing. So all you gotta do is supply this with coal, and I'll give it a fair bit of coal. And we'll just come back and pick up a bit of stone every now and then. I mean, I could make, with track, once I've got more resources, a way to get stone closer to our base, assuming our base is over here. The good news is we don't have to use a lot of stone, so it won't take up too much time. We won't have to make very many trips. I expect the amount of coal we gave it will get us, you know, 100 or 200 stone. Is probably more than we're going to need anytime soon. But we did run out of coal for our iron mine. Alright, so keep these things working. We got lots of plates. That's good for the future. So now I should have the resources required, I believe, to make a couple boilers. I actually used up all my stone just like that on 2 boilers. I think, I can't remember the ratio of boilers to steam engines for optimum efficiency. Maybe we'll figure that out this episode. But we got to be somewhere near water. So I'm thinking, as you can see on the map here, somewhere around here will be our main base. And I'm going to have to clear those mob enemies before too long. I'll have to kill them off. So we'll have access to a fair bit of goodies around here. Now, I guess for really easy sakes, you would want water right beside a bunch of coal, and you can make your steam engines work pretty easily. I don't know why I'm even chopping those trees down. It's not required. I don't want to get too close, so... Oh, I forgot one thing, actually. We have the boilers and the steam, but I forgot the pipes. So we needed... well, I can build a bunch of pipes. They're easy. 10 pipes or so. And then we're going to make... And you can also do underground pipes with these. They require a lot... I don't know if they require more iron. They probably require a fair bit more, but they're pretty useful. The problem with normal pipes is you can't walk through them, so they can really block up your mobility if you put them all over the place. So we're not going to worry about... Well, we'll want to use underground pipes where we can. Where is the offshore pump? Oh, of course! The one thing that needs copper. And it needs smelted copper too. So my whole plan here, to finish this off quickly, isn't going to quite work. I'm just going to bring a little bit of copper back. How much do we need, you think? Maybe I'll bring 10 or so. Turns out we needed a bit of copper for the... What are you doing there, buddy? Come on. Oh, of course, my tool broke already. Iron tools don't last very long. I don't know. Once your axe breaks, he just pokes the ore with a stick. It's pretty good. All right. Anyway, that's the 10 I wanted. All right. Don't worry. Once we get past this initial hurdle, things seem to speed up a fair bit. I think you just got to get past this initial sort of drought in resources, and things get a lot better. So this time, instead of giving it iron, I'm going to put the copper in there because we're going to need some copper plates as well. We'll let the iron build up a little bit. And yeah, I forgot about that. I should have researched that a little bit better. So this time, it's going to work, right? We wanted offshore pumps. 5 iron plates, 3 copper plates. There you go. We got lots now. Alright. Bam. You can see it craft everything up. It actually had to make electric circuits or electronic circuits. So I really like the fact that it builds everything for you. You just tell it what you want it to make, and it just does all the intermediary work. Okay, is this going to work now? I've got boilers, steam, inserters. I don't even need the inserters. I'm pretty sure we've got everything I needed this time. And it's back to copper and iron, that's fine. We'll bring a little bit of coal with us. Actually, that's probably a good idea. More coal. Yeah, we need coal to make the boilers work. Alright, let's go down here. Do-de-do. And we will be able to travel around the world quicker too at one point. All kinds of cool stuff to do. Alright. Offshore pump. Alright, I think one will do for now. Right here, as long as the baddies don't attack us. And they can destroy your buildings too. And you can see how the water connects up to pipes there. So you can make the water go wherever you want. It shows you the temperature of the water, and the 10 on the little water droplet is how many units are in that square. So the pump has basically filled it up, and now it's basically ran out of space to pump anymore. So we'll put a couple boilers next. Okay. Now these things work like pipes, except they also take something like coal to heat the water up. And then after the boilers, I'll just do it like this. I'll just do a nice straight line for now to make it simple. But you can certainly do splits and all kinds of fancy stuff. So you can see the water past the boilers is quite hot. The reason it's probably not changing is because there's no flow right now. The water's just holding still. So it's not really changing temperature. But once we put this thing in here, big fat engine, big fat, what do they call these things? Steam engine, there we go. So it requires water, obviously. The blue bar is how much water is in there. And then the closer to 100 the temperature is, the better. And it will produce more electricity. So the reason I've been chopping down trees, of course I need more copper as well, but the main thing was to make sure I had lots of enough wood to make a bunch of these poles. This is one of the few things you use wood for. This and chests seems to be the only two things you really reliably use wood for. And then once you make iron chests, they're better anyway. You can see they're actually twice the size as a wooden chest. Okay, so I made some wooden poles, electric poles. These things have a range. The area around them is what they will power or draw power from. Even just one corner is enough. So now the little symbol means that there's nothing using the electricity yet. So it's got nothing to do, basically. It's not even really on, as far as I know. So what we need to do is to get these electric poles to start, well, to power stuff. And I guess if you place them on, you can see there's a wire that connects them up. Only goes, I think it's like 7 squares. We can get better poles later on. Now, if I'd been really, really smart, I would have actually brought enough materials to make something like an electric mining drill down here, and I would be running that on the copper automatically without even having to do any long distance stuff. But let's see if I've got enough poles. I might have made enough to get back to home. I'm not 100% sure. We might have to go get more copper. Unfortunately, everything's not perfectly close together like you might hope. If you have a perfect start, or maybe put resources on high or something, you might get lucky enough to have all water, iron, stone, and all the stuff, whatever, you know what I mean, all right by your door. Would make your job a bit easier. Getting pretty close. Alright, so we actually did make it back to base like this. So I'm going to put this in here. One over there. Now, they're not going to power anything yet. I actually had 2 spare. Look at that. Good planning. Although I will keep the copper mine working, or the coal mine, because we're going to need more. We're going to need more iron too. Okay, so next step. We'll do one more thing for this episode before I wrap it up, I think. I want to show the electricity working. One thing you can do that's really, really cool later on is if you click one of the poles, it will show you your network. So it will show you how much you're consuming, producing, and if you have accumulators, kind of like battery storage, how much joules you've got stored up. It's really, really handy. You can see over time how much you're using. You can see like individually which machines are using how much electricity. It's really, really cool. So let's see. I actually have a spare steam engine. So what I want to make now, how much stuff did I get? 49 iron. We got lots of iron, but not enough stone again. Can I make anything electric? Probably not. I bet you electric stuff all takes copper. Drat. Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I will end the episode here. Next time you'll get to see electricity, I promise. We're going to see inserters that don't use coal, and we're going to see electric mining drills. Yeah. And that's going to be fun. Then we'll start looking at labs for research and stuff like that once we've got electricity. Then we can start doing more fun stuff. Alright, alright. So that's all for the first episode. Didn't get quite as far as I was hoping. But this is the basic factory. Things will look much better before too long. I'm sure of it. Alright, folks. So, hope you've enjoyed. This is Factorio. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check the game out yourself. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks or something if you want to play it during alpha. I think it looks really fun, and there's lots of stuff to do, and it looks like the guys that are working on it are adding stuff all the time. So, anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.